Hi, I'm Mr. Nino G75 and this is my video about living with the Porsche Macan. So let's have a little look at the inside. So interior wise, the Porsche is pretty smart. A lot of the stuff that you get in the Porsche is optional extras. So for example, I spec'd the leather interior. We went for cream just because I wanted it. I know it's a nightmare with the seats. These seats are also an optional extra. These were stupid money, but they are the single most comfortable seats. When you get inside, it's all very plush. This is an optional extra. This is the PDK thing, whatever that does. That also comes with the drive mode. So you hit that button and it goes straight into sport. Really nice clear display. If I just turn the ignition on and the volume down, the touchscreen is fantastic. And all the buttons here are touch as well. So there's no physical buttons. Got some great cup holders, a nice little storage area. This was also optional extra, and the favourite bit of it was we went for the pano roof. So that means the whole roof is glass. You can open the whole roof, you can tilt it, you can open it. It's a great feature. So I mentioned that the controls are pretty intuitive. Obviously you've got everything here to control your panels on there, and this is all your stereo stuff and your phone. The couple of things I don't like. One, you have to press this button before the voice controls kick in, which is a first world problem, but it's just a bit annoying, you should just be able to say. You can preset all the seats, which is a good little feature like that. Lock and unlock. I think the handles ergonomically fit into it. Nice big rest with all your controls for your windows. This down here is the cruise control, and it's really fiddly to work. I can't actually see what I'm doing. It's almost like there's too much stuff on one lever. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I just don't think it was considered properly design-wise, in my humble opinion. Not that I know anything about car design, but yeah, if you spend the money on the options, I'm pretty proud of how it's come out, to be fair, since I spec'd this car for myself and Kaz. There's a lot of buttons up here. The spare ones, so obviously I didn't spec everything. God knows what all these do. Never even touched any of them, but there's a load of other stuff up there. But yeah, it's nice. I'm not a big fan of these cheap headliners, but the cost to have a headliner in was stupid money, so didn't bother with that. The steering wheel is also an optional extra. Believe it or not, this is heated as well. Leather steering wheel. This goes with the PDK, if I remember rightly. Like I've already mentioned, or will mention, whichever it is, because I'm recording this in a random order. Porsche, as standard, comes with very little. You have to add the extras. So I spent a lot of money on extras on this car, simply to get it to the spec that I want. And I think I've done quite well with it. Gear lever is in a really sensible place. Again, I think it just looks really nice and plush. Let's just jump in the passenger seat and then we'll get in the back and you can see what the rest of it's like. So on the passenger side, not much to look at. Nice big glove box. Good view. I love the way the dash is quite low, so you've got really good views everywhere, especially that bad boy. And the back is pretty spacious, but I'm not quite sure it's as spacious as it looks. So we'll jump in the back now. There's a little look in the back. We're going to jump in the back and show you what it's like in there. So I'm not that tall. I'm about 5'9", and me sat in the back with someone comfortable in the front. There's plenty of leg room. However, Carl was in this the other day and he's 6 foot, I think, and he had to put the seat right back. And I do think the back could be a little bit bigger, but you do have your own climate controls. You've got USBs here as well. We've also got a phone charger in this car, which we spec'd in. The back windows are blacked out, and you have really good view in the back. However, the one annoying thing about inside is this middle rest. I keep meaning to take this out because it's right in the middle of a wing mirror. And I know this car's like cambered up to the eyeballs, but yeah, this gets in the way. I'm not quite sure why you need a middle headrest, because you probably only put a small person in there anyway, or a child. And there's also this. I've actually never done this. Oh yeah, so more cup holders. Didn't even know they existed. What do you know? It's obviously got those, whatever they're called, Isofix things for the children. So that's good, and you can easily get your dog in the back if that's what you so desire. But all in all, the interior is pretty nice. I mean, that's a good view. It's very well laid out, very intuitive as to where everything is. But yeah, that's the interior of the Porsche. It's a very, 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 very pretty, expensive feeling car inside. So I can't argue with that at all. But you have to spend the money on the options. I don't know what they come like as base, but pretty much every single thing, like I've already said, that you have to have on this car is an added option. So one feature I want to show you that I spec, all the doors have this. So they've got the down lights. I've put this mat under it because you can't see it in the daytime. So that's a nice little added extra as well. Like I said, everything on this car is extra, everything. So let's just have a little walk around of the Porsche. I mean, I think it's a really good looking car. It's very big, very, very big. The bonnet's huge, but it doesn't feel like the bonnet's huge because you're so high sat up. I've had all this blacked out, so everything on my spec, I had black this, black that. So the side panels are black, I had the handles blacked out, black wing mirrors. Wing mirrors give you great visibility. The wheels I wanted all black, but they only come on the GTS, sadly. This one is an S. I had it debadged and blacked out, and again, I've had the black tailpipes on it. But I mean, the wheels on it are massive. And it is 4x4 if you want it. It has going down hill assist, had all these blacked out as well. So I've just gone mental with the black. And I think it goes really well with this colour. Boot wise, now the boot's a funny thing. The boot looks enormous and it is big. But surprisingly, ignoring the shopping bags, you can't get as much stuff in here as you would think you would. It's deep, but it's not that high. And I was kind of surprised at how the space in the boot didn't really match to the appeared space, if that makes sense. I think a bigger boot could have been done. Like I said to you a few minutes ago, or whenever I said it, I don't know. The back isn't as big as it looks, and it should be, because it is a big car. You do have the Porsche boot thing, which you can open from the keys, but I don't know why you can't close it from the keys either. That's just really annoying. Let's have a look in the engine bay. So this is a massive bonnet. And there's the engine. I mean, the engine bay looks lovely. It's really tidy. It's a 2.9 V6. So it's quite rapid as well. But you'll see that when we go for a drive in a little bit. But yeah, look at the size of that bonnet. It's huge. Really, really, really big bonnet, but really well done. Everything's nice and tidy. No messing about. It's well designed, but Porsche make good cars, don't they? There's no question about it. Right, things I don't like about this car. And they're the stupid niggly things, but you find these things out and I would love to change them. Number one, the car is thirsty. It's a big, heavy car. It takes a lot to get moving and it does chew through the petrol. I can't think that I'm getting more than 25 to 30 at the most. Oh my God, the aeroplanes. I don't imagine that I'm getting any more than 25 miles to the gallon and we're just pottering around. It is significantly better on the motorway, of course, significantly. Once it gets there and it's cruising, it's great. But around town, stoppy-starty, it's thirsty. Second thing that annoys me about it is its gearing. So the big pain in the backside for this for me is you can't switch it into permanent manual. So I used to have an AMG A35 Merc. You could put it into manual and just drive it on the paddles, which I like to do. With this one, it's always an automatic. If you select the flappy paddle gears, then all of a sudden you get 2 or 3 minutes, that's a lie, maybe 20 seconds in manual. If you're not using the gears, it goes back to automatic. And the gearing is wrong. It changes gear at the wrong time, not suiting what I'm doing. So for me, it's just not geared correctly, and it probably is geared correctly because there's very clever mechanics and engineers making it geared right, but for me I would prefer the option to be able to switch it in manually. My other little annoyance is that, so I'm old school, I have all my music on a pen drive. That's the pen drive from my old car, which you could just put in. Now for whatever reason, whether the technology is better and the pen drive is old, a lot of the stuff I've got on my pen drive won't play properly. It just skips every 2-3 seconds. It's really, really irritating. That annoys me. I don't think you should be paying this kind of money for a car and you can't play stuff in it. Porsche had no answer when I asked them, so we'll see how that comes out. And the other annoyance, which I already mentioned, is the cruise control and stuff. It's in a really stupid place. There's far too much on one stick. I feel like it would have been better placed somewhere else, or two levers, because it has like the cruise control and it has the speed limiter, but I mean, I can't even see on the top there. I don't know whether that's up or down, left or right, whatever's going on. It's just a really stupid thing. And do you know what? It seems like an add-on and it seems a bit cheap looking, which for something like this, I don't think is really that acceptable. So let me give you my honest opinions on the Porsche Macan. It looks great. It drives great. It's a really good everyday car. It's four-wheel drive. It's quite nippy. You've got the option with the PDK to just drop it into Super Sport instantly at the touch of a button, giving you that RPM and the higher aggressive engine settings, if that's what you so wish. And it obviously tunes it up to Super Sport, so you get a lot more oomph in it. The other thing I love about it is the colour and the choice with the options. So if you are going to go for one of these and you are speccing it, take the time to do the options, although sit down because it is pricey.
Are you going down a mine or something?
I said I look like a miner. Right, we're filming. Let's go. Right, we're going to go and do a drive now in the Porsche. Kaz is trying to keep a straight face because I've got a camera strapped to my head. And away we go for round the block. The good thing about the Porsche is the driving position. You're really high up. You've got a good vision all round, apart from that backrest there, which slightly annoys me because you can't see properly out the back. I should probably take that out. Good cameras, which you can see there.
Hang on, my fingers. Go on, it's alright. It's part of the...
Good cameras, which are all round. Even that silly, that's kind of secret ninja above view, which you've got there, which if you could have a quick look at now. Can you see it?
That was on it.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just going to whiz around the block.
Don't go too whizzy.
I don't do whizzy, love. Another good thing that I've always noticed about this car is the heating system. This car gets so warm so fast compared to any other car I've ever had, which is good news. Kaz has just informed me that the motorway is blocked, so we'll do a different route. I've no idea where we'll go. But yeah, it's like driving your armchair. That's how I describe this. Obviously everything's fully adjustable. Yeah, it's a great car. Well, there's a button you can press if you need to get a little bit of power in it, and it puts it into the most aggressive driving mode for you. It's this one here, drive mode. Get past this man. Let's see. Oh, another Porsche. And you get a sport response for 20 seconds, so you can just have a little bit of acceleration should you need to get out of danger. It doesn't feel like it's going to roll in the corners, nice and tight to the ground. Four-wheel drive's got you back at all times. Great views everywhere. It's real, there's no blind spots in this car. Not like in the Ferrari, which you can have someone right next to you and you don't notice them. Should we go right? Are you smirking to yourself because I've got this strapped to my head?
But you do look ridiculous.
Of course I look ridiculous. As you can see, 1,500 miles. Still aggrieved at the fact that I had to pay for an oil service after 1 year, which is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. You can't keep a straight face, can you?
Pushing your eyebrows down.
The things we do for videos, darling. The things we do. Pano roof, which makes a big difference. We don't really use that very much though, do we, to be fair?
I don't know how to do it.
It's this button here. You can shut the...
Yeah, I don't know how to do that either.
You can shut that, which is like...
Is it generally always open?
It's always open. Gosh, isn't it dark now? So it's got a little cover in there for the pano roof, which we always leave open. And of course flappy paddles, and I don't know if I have explained or will explain, one of my biggest annoyances about this car is when you put it into manual, it doesn't stay in manual. There's no way of putting it in manual. You have to have flappy paddles. You have to have automatic, excuse me, unless you're constantly changing gear. So we're going to take it down a really windy, turny road now, which I'm not that keen on, but it's a really smooth ride. The suspension's really good, so speed bumps, divots in the road, all that kind of stuff you don't notice. It does feel like the money you've spent on it, to be fair. Definitely not rickety, is it, at all? But I mean, if Kaz likes it and she's a super hard audience, then it must be a good car. So Porsche clearly done something right. But I love this car, I really do. But yeah, that's the Porsche. It does have some poke. Whoa, car coming. It does have some poke, that's for sure. Crikey. Wow, you don't see them very often. Old Renault 5s. I remember the first time we ever went on a date. Do you remember? You took me over this road in the old Ferrari. It was awful driving down this road in that car. And we are back home after our little mini drive in the Porsche. Less motorway because, as I said, it's been shut this weekend because of some bridge repairs or bridge changing. And there you go. That is
a wrap.
A point of view of the Porsche Macan. So, Kazza, would you buy one? If you were in the market for some sort of SUV vehicle, would you buy a Porsche Macan?
If I had the money, yes.
Okay, that's all we need to know. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, Porsche Macan, great car, better second hand than new. Go and have a look and see if you fancy one.